Thomas, long time no see. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Just a bit of injury news to kick off. Did everyone come through Tuesday night unscathed? And the latest on Mohamed Kudus as well?
Yes, everything came through it well, so it's good. You can say the one that been out for a small spell, Kuti and Dest responded well, so fit and available. Kudus is touch and go for tomorrow. We'll see.
Okay. I'm sure a lot of Spurs fans sort of hope that the Jekyll and Hyde Spurs days of lurching from one dismal performance to an excellent performance were maybe a thing of the past, but we've seen that in the last week. What gives you the confidence that tomorrow we'll see a performance more like Tuesday nights than last Saturday's?
I always believe when we go into every game that we will put a good performance out there and do well. I think what gives me some confidence that we will put a good performance out there is that I think most of the performance we put out this year has been good in general over the season. I'm not talking only about home. There's been some that's not been top. Two of them, don't want to run away from that, was against Bournemouth and Chelsea at home, where the two teams did very well, and we on the day didn't find the right solutions to match them. But I'm very confident because I think I see the right layers, the attitude in the players, the ability to want to improve. It's another big game coming up that we are ready for, that we are looking forward to. Get the fans behind us, we're ready to do everything we can to win the game.
I feel like I could almost ask you about any player on Tuesday night because it felt like a big performance for a lot of players, but I wanted to ask you about Xavi Simons because it felt like a real confidence-building performance from him. A sort of two-part question. Do you think he is a confidence player? And do you think the burden of being the main creative output in the absence of Kulusevski and Maddison is something that he is taking on and comfortable with?
I think every players need confidence. There's every player does that. The best in the world, everyone. Some can say when you go to a new club, I think it's a little bit more evident that it's not that easy just to hit the ground running. But the more confidence you get, the better you play. The more you play, the more, how can you say, relationship you find out to get with your teammates, step by step. And I agree. I think Xami had a good performance. I think it was positive with a lot of bits. I still think it was a good step. I still think there's a lot of layers to be added to his game. But I was happy with his performance.
Just one final question from me on Destiny. I appreciate there's probably stuff you can't say about what's going on there, but a really, again, great performance from him on Tuesday night as well. And given everything that's been happening off the pitch for him, just how much have you been having to support him one-to-one? And have you seen, has he come to you for support? Has he seemed different, more subdued?
I think that the club, of course, is a terrible situation to have been in, and can't speak too much about it. It's a legal case, as we know. The club and we have done everything we can to support him, and we'll do that. He's clearly doing well on the pitch, which is good, and we will keep supporting him.
In terms of Man United, most of their Premier League points this season have come when they have less than 50% possession in games. How do you expect them to play tomorrow, and how will you try to look to counter that?
I think first and foremost you can see it's a Man United team that got more confidence. Definitely, I think Ruben and his coaching staff have done a very good job. It's clearly been a tough year for them and for him. I admire him a lot for that, to go through a very tricky spell with a lot of how can you say, setbacks. So to get through that with that focus is well done, and you can see the bits he's been working on it's more and more clear. I think it's also clear that he play not only a system but a specific way, which they are very good at and they're getting better and better at. Right now they are in a moment where they have I think every key player available and found his team, played more or less the same team last 4 or 5 games. So we know exactly what to expect for them. I think they have incredible, dangerous front three. They're starting to get more up to pace, and we need to close them down. But on the flip side, make sure they run a little bit more backwards, so because we are attacking.
One of those key players is someone you know really well, Brian Mbeumo, who's been named October's Premier League Player of the Month. Obviously, he had a bit of a slow start to life at Manchester United, but he's settling really well now, and he's showing everyone what, of course, you know what he can do. How pleased are you to see how he's doing? And I imagine you're not surprised at that.
No, I'm not surprised, of course. That of course, I will step out of my role at Tottenham or everything. I just, when you work with a player for 6 years, you get a close relationship, and to see him developing from being a young man, 19 years old was he when he moved to London and Brentford, and left 6 years later, going into one of the biggest clubs in the world with all that focus and the way he stepped up. And for me, looking from the outside, maybe a little bit biased, I think he's been their best offensive player. He can create, he can score, he works hard, he's a team player. He is the perfect example, in my opinion, from a player what I call about attitude, confident but humble. He's a top player. I think he will have fantastic success there, and I hope that for him, not tomorrow, but in general, I wish him all the best.
Thomas.
Welcome.
Just to ask you about some strikers. First one, Randal Kolo Muani. Obviously, we've seen some positive steps from him. You say there's more you still think he can reach. What is it? Is it fitness? Is it sharpness? Is it adapting to Premier League, or all of the above?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think sharpness, because fitness-wise, he is, he's fit to start and play, and he played. What did he play against? Chelsea, 70 minutes, I can't remember, and then 75 against Copenhagen. So he is that, but to do it at a highest possible intensity throughout 90 minutes, that I don't think he's there yet. But also to have that sharpness where you don't think in your action, you just do it intuitive. I think that bit he's getting there. But I think it was very promising game against Copenhagen, and I think he's on the right track.
What does he bring that's different to maybe Richarlison or Solanke?
I think he's got a little bit. I think Solanke also is quite good to running behind, but I think maybe a little bit that pace down the side. I think that's a bit of it. I think he's in general, just not talking about him. I think I like his combination play. I like his linker play. I just think he's a good player.
Just very quickly on Solanke, actually, how is he doing? Is he kind of on track to come back, like maybe quite quickly after international break?
Yeah, I think the international break will be the big decider, because we have 2 weeks there to push him next steps. It's as you say, it's going forward. Just to take it instead of the questions every single time, because it was clearly that he was not ready before the international break. It's more we look after the international break. That's what we're aiming for, and I think you always want to get it right, but I think it's important to get it right so he's out there, can help the team, and we need him back.
Finish with George at the back, please.
Hi, Thomas. You just spoke about sort of relationships and combinations. It feels like Xavi and Wilson Odobert have really got a good rapport, and that's only sort of realised recently they played together at PSG in the academy. How sort of quickly did you guys on the training field see that kind of rapport and that relationship they have, and how sort of eager are you to build on that as well?
Yeah, I agree. I think that little bit, let's say, between the two of them, you all know it when you see two players that get along well outside the pitch. They also tend to find each other on the pitch a little bit, they just know, if you run there, I run there, if I play around the corner, he'll be, and he knows not to sit, and now he runs deep, or whatever it is. I think that helps, definitely, because I also think they have more natural conversations about, okay, if I turn here, then you run down there, or if you turn, I want the ball there, whatever it is. So I think that's important. You've seen it plenty of times with players in the past in different clubs.
And I guess how eager are you to sort of build on that? They're obviously two young guys, both have big price tags on their head, but it feels like kind of slowly but surely, certainly in Wilson's case, he's kind of starting to show his worth. Yeah, I
agree. I think, as I said, Wilson before, I think he it looks right when he's out there on the pitch. Happy that he got his goal against Copenhagen. I think he looks lively. He's always there. He wants the ball. He's not afraid to get it into feet. Under pressure, he's good to arrive in the box. He's alert. The goal is actually a good example of that. A little bit impossible ball that Kolo Muani is chasing down, and maybe does he get that? It doesn't get, but he believes that Wilson is on the way quite early. That means he's in a perfect position to a relatively easy goal. Others could maybe just leave it. So he's constantly alive. His eyes is aware.